This is Yerushalmi Peah, Daf Nun Zayin. That was the harder edition. We got up to the third line, up to Imbus B'Shus Lani, the brackets there, Maj Talamamish, which is in the Vilna, on the top of Lamed Alf, the second to top line. So this is a very difficult couple of lines here to the Mishnah. It's going to go with a combination here, as we shall see. So the Gemara starts off innocuously enough. Rabbi Yossi in our Mishnah said, "Bas b'shus ani be'emtza ein mitzarfin lav eyareil mitzarfin." B'shus ani comes in the middle, then the mitzarf. If the b'shus ani in the middle, the are mitzarf. So the Gemara asks the question: "Ma'ach about mamish?" Has to be that there's leket or shichar and peah in the middle. Then it's mafsik. There actually was leket shichar and peah, or if nirei slavi, or even if it's suitable to bring leket shichar and peah, even though leket shichar and peah has not occurred yet, that already is a hefsek. Nishmini me'ada. Let's now from here. It could go on tvua v'kerem. A tvua, you have grain on one side, grain on the other side, a kerem in the middle, right? So the kerem is mafsik between the tvua and the tvua. The kerem, now this line is a line which everybody has difficulty with the girsa. The kerem lo asarhu, the way the gra changes it, which makes it a bit easier, is kerem al asarhu, without the lo, and it means to say that the time of the time when you get peret in kerem is not the same time as when you get leket in leket by grain. So therefore, yes, kerem is suitable for peret, but it's not at the same time as leket by grain. So teach us hadamra feel near slahabi, even if it's a suitable at some point in the future to produce leket shechal be'ah. So it's mafsik between the fields, even if now no leket shechal be'ah has actually occurred in that middle ground between the two fields, such as in the kerem between the two fields of grain. Now, the Bashar Tosefta brings down the rest of the Tosefta, which makes it a little bit clear. The Tosefta gives an example where it's not a hefsek, and he says that there elon in the if there's a state elon in the middle, so then it's mafsik. In other words, you have grain on one side, grain on the other side, and trees or an orchard in the middle. That's not mafsik. Why? Because there's no leket by fruit trees. There's only peret by grapevines, but not leket by other trees. So therefore, since there's no leket, but it's not suitable at any time to produce leket. That's why an orchard in the middle between the two grain fields is not going to be mafsik. Okay, it says in the Mishnah, Tvua shenitno l'shachas, or la'aluma, if you have a grain which is meant to be used for animal fodder and never doesn't grow its full growth, or it's grain which you're going to bundle several times over. And there's first small bundles, and then larger bundles. So there's no it's not gemar melacha when you're harvesting it and putting it to the first bundles. Chen megudei shum. So too when you have garlic, you have several garlics going on a sprig, but you are going to bundle them together, and therefore it's not finished of gemar melacha yet. And agudas shum babetzolim, or in general, where you have garlic and onions, which you're going to bundle together. First make small bundles, then large bundles. Ein lam shircha, there's no shircha. It's not the gemar melacha of the ketzira. Chot muni bar, it's anything which any vegetable which grows in the ground. We do have potatoes, but they didn't have potatoes. Go to aluf, such as aluf, shum, and aluf is kind of money, and shum, but solim. You know, there is no shikha because they are talmud. Yesh lam shikha. Say they do have shikha, even though they are buried in the ground. So I might be again. When I says, a little nitna, doesn't mean that you were planned to make it shachas to begin with. It's only when you plan to make a shachas that it's potter from leket. I feel not lamanas nitna, but even if you change your mind in the middle and took it up in order to give it to an animal, there is no shikha at that point. Now we have a very cool tushtel here, very cool connection. Tamatzim, we learned over there in Baba Kama. Hamad is a godish, somebody who lights a pile of grain. Kalim, and there are vessels inside of it. You don't remember Shan Komash it says you pay for the Talmud Beish. You chayiv niske Talmud Beish. Say you only pay godish, so you only value the value of the thing if it was completely wheat or completely barley. B'chavash says Rabbi Yehuda. Rabbi Yehuda seems to contradict himself. Talmud Omer l'Rabbo says the Talmud. There he includes Talmud and says you're chayiv to pay for the Talmud. Komar Pat Talmud. Here excludes Talmud, says there is no leket by Talmud. So it says more Tama v'nechla gadish or kama. It says there that the gadish or the kama is consumed. It doesn't come to include also Gadish. So the Pnei Moshe has a little bit of a different Girsaf, which is Girsaf Babakama. It says Soda. In other words, the way he has it is Tamon Gadish Kama Mashnimar Soda. Any of there shall Gadish B'Klau. Matam Gadish Labas. So Tamon, so the Gadish comes to include Tamon. V'hacha, in other words, since superfluous comes to include things in the Gadish. V'hacha here, it says, kitzikor, something like kitzikor, what's it? Kitzikor chilucha b'sodecha. Sodcha begoli. Here it says sodcha, your field. Begoli, which is open. And there's no word Gadish to include what's inside the pile. Prat l'tomon. So that exempts Talmud. Chavash does the Rabbanon. Rabbanon also contradict themselves. Talmud, you know what I mean? Prat l'tomon. Then they say Talmud is, you don't wait for Niske Talmud Veish. Kind of mean, l'Rabbos the Talmud. It says you do give leket from Talmud. So Talmud, o hakama, o hasodeh. The way they learn the pasuk is a comma is linked to the soda, and Gadish presumably as well. Ma soda begoli, I've called over shebegoli, and it has to be something which is revealed, not concealed, just like soda is revealed and not concealed. Bram hacha, but here besodcha, taka means begoli, which is prat l'tamon. That would exclude tamon. Ketzircha is also begoli, prat l'tamon. That would also exclude tamon. Having miut achar miut, so it's an exclusion after exclusion. Having miut achar miut, el rabos as a tamon. If you have a double exclusion, it's actually an inclusion, and it comes to include tamon in the category of leket. Halacha ches. Hakotzer b'layla, somebody who harvests at night. V'amer, or somebody who bundles at night as well. Kotzer is for getting kama, Ba'amer is for getting omorim. Vasuma, a blind person who's harvesting, yeshol shikha. Whatever they forget is they forgot. If you had in mind to take thicker pieces, right? It's only at night. You had in mind only to take the thicker pieces, because obviously he can't see the thinner pieces that well. So then it's not shikha because he must have intended to come back and pick up the thinner pieces later on. So ein lo shikha. If somebody tries to be master mashkasa b'torah and says, I'm harvesting on the condition I'm going to take whatever I forget, yesh lo shikha, doesn't work. It's master mashkasa because of Torah, to know, and it's nice bato. So it says Markini Mastis in the way to understand the Mishnah. Hakotzer balayla, v'amar balayla. The kotzer is at night, and the mamar, even though it doesn't say in the Mishnah it's at night, it's at night. The suma, the blind person, is ben balayla, both at day and at night. Amar bi a little of gasin. Not just you have in mind to collect the thick ones. So the Pnei Moshe says, you left some gasin over that it's not that they're not shikha because he had in mind to collect all the gasin. Even dakin left, so there's no shikha in the rest of them either. That's as we explained the Mishnah. So let's see inside the Gemara. Since it's easy for him to discern the thicker ones. I feel dark, and then he goes after them first. I feel dark and he doesn't mean to forget the thinner ones. If somebody says I'm harvesting on the condition, whatever I forget, I'm going to take it anyway. Yesh shikha, has shikha, sheitza mashkos b'torah. He made a time mashkos b'torah. Chol masna dover shal mashkos b'torah. Tno batel. When he tries to make it tonight, that which is in Torah, his tonight is null and void. Because exactly to the end of the parak and the end of Daf Nun Zayin.